Okay, so Google Meets is working out pretty well as a way of students being able to see each other to remain connected. But for our youngest learners from EC through to grade 2, there's a couple of things that need to be done differently in order to set up and run these meetings. So what I'm going to go through in this video is I'm going to talk about how to schedule and set up a meeting ahead of time, how to then share that link with your families, and how they will then need to enter the meeting with you acting as the gatekeeper and allowing or admitting them to the meeting. A bit different to the way we do it when we're doing it with our colleagues here at school or for our older students who have Google accounts. All right, so let's get started. Okay, so you should hopefully know ahead of time when you want to have your meet with your students. And what I really strongly recommend is that you use Google Calendar to set that up and create the link to the meeting. So in Google Calendar, you come to the correct day and sort of roughly the right time when you want to have that meeting with your students. So let's say we wanted at 12 o'clock on Thursday. And you just click on the Google Calendar and start creating a meeting. Just double check that the time and the dates are correct. And you want to go ahead and click on this one here with the conferencing, and you're going to add conferencing. Okay. What you'll need to do is copy this link here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and copy that, and I can save that event in my calendar. What you'll need to do then is to share that link with your families, and you can do that through a Seesaw announcement, or you can do it through an email, whichever platform you use to communicate with your parents. Or you could even paste it as a link onto your weekly schedule that you publish for your families. All three ways will work. The main thing is that they get a link that looks like this, with this 10-letter code at the end. Really important that they get that. All right, so ahead of time, you're going to want to come to that meeting. All right, remembering, think about turning your microphone off first, and you're going to join that meeting. Just make sure you're in there maybe 5 or 6 minutes before the meeting's due to start. Now, your families don't have Harari International School accounts. So I'm using a private window here to try and replicate that. They will click on the link, which I'm going to paste in here. So they'll click on the link that you provided in your announcement or your email or on your schedule. And when it's time for the meeting, they'll get this screen here. All right, they'll need to go through the steps of allowing the camera and the microphone. Right, really do encourage your family to turn the microphone off before they join the meeting. And they'll need to provide a name. Now, I very strongly recommend, again, that they use the name of their student. Right, so something that you can recognise, so you know whether to admit them to the meeting or not. And they'll go ahead and they'll ask to join. All right, and so they'll get this little spinning wheel here while they're waiting for you to accept their request to join the meeting. So I'm going to go back to what you'll be seeing, and you'll get this alert here. And so you simply need to go ahead and click on admit, and they will join the meeting. Now, let's move on to the next thing, grid view. So you're going to have the problem where they're not going to have access to grid view. Sorry, so here's what it looks like when they've joined the meeting. All right, so they're in the meeting now. They don't have grid view. All right, that's something that we've had to install. Now, I have no idea whether they've got Chrome. So you can encourage them to add the extension and use Chrome, but you're probably going to get a number of families that are using Safari or using Firefox or some other browser, and they simply can't put that extension in. So here's what you can do to make sure that the students see the grid view and they can see each other as well. Go ahead and turn your grid view on. All right, there might be a slight lag while that comes through. Now, I might not get the full grid view effect with this simply because there's myself and a fake student in the meeting. But what you'll need to do is you'll need to click on Present Now, and you're going to present a window is probably the best option there. And you'll need to make sure you select the correct application window that you've got open and share it. It'll take a few seconds for it to finish up. All right, and then it'll give you this thing here about you are presenting your screen. All right, and what your student will see is this. Okay, what you might want to also do is just somewhere inside your Meet window is just double click, and that will expand your window to full view like that. All right, and so that is going to be what they see. So they will see everything in grid view as well. They will also see this little preview window here, but there's not much we can do to turn that off. All right, and then when the meeting's finishing up, you simply stop presenting. Whoops, let's try that again. Or we can do it up here. All right, so I'm going to stop sharing. There we go. All right, so that's how you can sort of make sure that your students are seeing that grid view as well. And then make sure at the end of the meeting, all of your participants have left. So you can click on the participant screen here. All right, if they're not sort of hanging up fast enough and leaving the meeting, you can go ahead and you can remove them from the meeting. And you can remove them from the call, and the call is over and your meeting is done. Side note, don't forget to record your meeting. All right, as usual, don't forget to, or don't be hesitant in contacting me if you need any more help with any of this. Later.